Welcome to Expert Views on ADR, a podcast about simplifying the traditional African method of settling disputes or the appropriate or alternative method of settling disputes in a bid to get more and more people to opt for this informal process, such as ombuds, collaborative law, mediation, arbitration, conciliation, early neutral evaluation, and of course, restorative justice. My name is DrChinweEgbunike-Umegbolu, the host of Expert Views on ADR, ever video podcast show, and I'm currently in the city of Hamtramck, Michigan. I'm on the streets doing my usual ADR outreach, and I came across Sarah Sims Garrett's son, who decided to tell me all about his mom's case and orders against the city of Hamtramck. So stay tuned and listen and watch Garrett speak about or tell us about this lawsuit that lasted over 2 decades. Thank you so very much for listening, and please do subscribe to my channel. Bye. Cheers.
I'm Dwydell Garrett, Sarah Garrett's son, and this is the Sarah Garrett Park, Memorial Park that they built for Mrs. Garrett and the family of the lawsuit, which it was in 1968, and it went all the way up till 2024. They just settled the lawsuit. This is her park that they built for. It coming June 19th. We will have a gathering out here, and we will have food. We will have play for the kids. Come on out. Everyone come on out and enjoy yourself for that day.
Oh, thank you so very much, Garrett. I wanted to ask you about the litigation that took place, because from what I read from the article you gave me, this lawsuit started a long time ago.
Yes,
it took about how many years, Garrett?
It took actually took what, 57 years?
Oh my goodness.
1968 all the way up until 2024. So it's been a long time for it. They have the families that lived in Hamtramck when they built the I-94. So they took away all the houses that was there for the majority of the low income. And that's one of the reasons why it was brought up, is for that discrimination rights.
Discrimination rights. So would you say that if this had gone to alternative dispute resolution, or what we call appropriate dispute resolution, that is settling out of court, it wouldn't have lasted up to this time?
Well, what happened is, reason why they start building houses is because Hamtramck at that time realized what they did was wrong by taking people's houses. And a lot of the people's houses that they took from was a lot of low-income people and was a lot of renters, more than there was owners. So a lot of them was renting the houses from landlords, which means they just paid the landlord and didn't give the people in there nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And this is what it was really all about.
Okay. Have you heard about informal method of settling disputes? Mediation, arbitration?
Well, one of the things, no, we haven't heard nothing about that. We are now looking into, they would like to see more things being did. But since the case is now closed, so they will be trying to, look into getting more things did for the people. That's it. Because this here goes on not only in the city of Hamtramck, it goes on in other places of Detroit, and it still goes on. A lot of young people now is dealing with it, and it's not the same, but it's still discrimination.
Yeah.
When you deal with raising the rent for someone that need a place. And if you raise the rent, they can't afford it. So what happens is then they can't have a decent place close enough to their jobs to work.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I would also suggest, instead of going to the courts, which from what we've seen from your mom's case, it took like forever for you to get justice. I would suggest you go to mediation. So this is a method of settling disputes out of the court. So you have a neutral third party that can settle your case. It is confidential, and of course it's cost effective, and also you save time as well.
Well, it's not just my family.
Yes.
It's the people that live on these different streets. Some of the people that lived on other streets as well. So it's a big lawsuit more than it was just a family.
Okay.
The name Sarah Garrett came about because they have to have somebody to speak. And she came aboard, she spoke about how come we need these new houses being built.
Yeah.
And it was wrong how they done people.
Yeah.
So that's how it came. They put it more like Sarah Garrett in her name for the fact she was one of the ones that came up proposed and helped speak.
Okay.
Along with the other families. We have several families.
Several other families as well. Okay. So it's not just you. You've got other
right.
Sort of a class action, is it?
Yeah, class law actions.
Okay, cool. Thank you so very much. But in case if others in this law suits decide to go settle via the alternative method of settling disputes, you can go to the Auckland Mediation Center. I've got the band.
Thank you.
So if you got conflict, you can go there. They've got good mediators. I'm training there as well. So Auckland Mediation Center is at Bloomsfield.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna give you the address, and just in case if you and the others change your mind, I mean, it's cheaper, it's cost effective, like I said, and it saves your time.
Right.
I mean, if you and the other people had gone there, or your mom, when she was alive, we would have saved a lot of time to have settled this matter. But I mean, it is what it is,
Came about dealing with it, they felt like it was unfair housing. So they immediately start labeling it as unfair housing law. So they made it a law more than anything. So that's why now you have what you call your unfair housing, where people discriminate from people with pets, people discriminate against people because of their color or their beliefs. So it was more under that law than anything that they was trying to shoot for, which means the law case, by being that way, is recognized in all states, all over the world.
Okay.
So they end up just building houses, but it's still, even with that, we still have a lot of places with doing unfair housing, you see, for people. Because a lot of these landlords these days is making their own pricing for a house. If I don't want you in there, I take your application and tell you can't get it because you don't qualify for my house, by simply saying you have to pay $4,000 to get in, and your income only come to a certain based on the income.
That's not fair.
So it's been, housing discrimination been going on for years. Not just now, it's been going on for years. And it's like who you knew. And it's still, in a sense, sometimes it's who you know.
So I didn't understand, how did mom get into this situation at the time?
Well, at the time, when they decide to redevelop 94th Freeway, they cut into they separated by putting the freeway there, because on the other side of 94 was a form of what we call Black Bottom. Black Bottom was a place where most of the African Americans had their own everything. They had their own stores. They had their own houses. So to keep it, they put the freeway there to separate it so that you couldn't be a part of that. So it was a red line. Actually, you can call it red line because that's what they did. You know, they made a freeway out of it because it was a bridge. You go straight on over a street and you go straight over.
Okay. And so what happened was, what age were you when your mom died and you had to continue with this lawsuit?
Well, actually, when she died, well, I was 30-something when she passed, but the lawsuit was already settled. It was already in the forms of being at the end.
Okay.
The thing was, the only thing it was is the fact that they wanted to build houses. They built 390 houses to sell everybody's case. So you can't have a place to live. But my thing is still we have problems, so we still people don't have places in the city. You don't have places in the city. And it's like them big plants, Chrysler, Ford, and all of them, they say they're going to build a plant. They say immediately, go out there and get what you want. So they go around in the neighborhood and get somebody to buy your house, give you some money for your house so that they can build these plants. Once you build a plant, you just lost people. Because everybody don't work at Ford. Everybody don't work at Chrysler. You losing communities. You losing your tax people that's going to pay your taxes. You know, and even though a company say, "Oh, we'll pay this amount of taxes," but you still end up being in the red. You know, so that's why it was the way it is. That's what was the fight about. It's being fair.
So the 300 houses was completed when exactly?
The last one was completed last year. Earlier this year.
Okay.
Earlier this year.
So have you moved into the house?
Have we? Well, I think people has moved into it.
Okay. How about you yourself?
I've been in my house. I've been in my house already.
Okay.
See.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you so very much, Garrett. So, Garrett, what are the names on this monument?
These are the families in the streets that they took away from. That they took away. Some of the families that was living on these streets that they took away.
Oh, okay.
The attorneys, the lawyers, the judge, all of them are found on this here that had something to do with this here lawsuit in Hamtramck.
Okay. Thank you. So this is Hamtramck in Detroit.
Huh?
This is Hamtramck.
Yes, Hamtramck.
In Detroit.
Well, no, it's Hamtramck.
Okay.
It's in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
It's a suburb.
Okay.
It's a suburb of Detroit.
Detroit. Okay.
Because Detroit has 3 local suburbs.
Yeah.
You have Hamtramck, you have Highland Park, and then you have Detroit, which is the big city of it.
Okay.
But this is suburbs that we have.
All right. Thank you so very much.
All right. That also represent the park. All these are city officials that sit on the city county members and all of them that help. And one of the some of the Wayne County commissioners, like Martha G. Scott, who's been a Wayne County commissioner with the commissioner for many a years. She's been one ever since I've been in the city of Hamtramck and in the city of Highland Park. She also got something to commission with Highland Park. So she's a very powerful lady that helped make sure everything was running smoothly.
Okay,